ago, since we had a dead week, what happened in the world of Gab for a previously on Dungeons and Dragons? We can start with addressing why Renan deserves inspiration, how that came to
I
be.
mean, Renan did rock it.
Because Renan just killed the fuck out of things for once.
Yeah. She did
Thank
roll
you,
like
Renan. I rolled great, okay? I rolled well.
that.
Mhm.
Like Tony the Tiger. They're great.
I really honestly don't remember. Like, we just found people. We were trying to help them up this mountain. We're getting to the top of the mountain for some reason.
And we brought their cart of goods.
We
Yeah.
tried to bring their cart of goods, but I think we only brought 20%
We
of their
lost
cart of goods. Because the Skyhawks were pissed off. The overgrown Skyhawks were pissed off and stole our stuff. One of them got away, which means we will probably see them later.
And
That's
they're-
my guess.
I actually think that's where we left it, where we were going to. Someone wanted to climb up to the little cave area where it nested to try to reclaim some of the goods.
On the safe side of the bridge from where you are, the larger of the two escaped into a large open-faced cavern in the side wall,
Mhm.
looking not unlike probably a rookery of some kind. That's where it took the half of the supplies that it captured, and the slaves that you were with suggest that that if they show up without supplies, not only will they be in trouble, but the expedition itself won't be able to make it till the next set of reinforcements without at least some of the supplies that were coming. Since you guys are here to help understand or investigate some mysteries around an archaeological expedition, you don't really understand why they need weapons and food, but you can't argue with the fact that people need weapons to defend themselves and food to stay alive. So if Big Skyhawk, is what you called it, took them, then Giant Sky Monster needs to have his ass handed to him and supplies reclaimed. The good news for you is after the bridge splintered at the center, the easiest ascent to its rookery is on your side of the bridge, if you want to do that. If not, trudging forward leaves you through a narrow, like winding cavern that takes you to the U-shaped other side of this cavern, other side of this precipice, where the archaeological excavation is taking place. That's where everybody's housed, where the main forces, if you want to call them that, are.
The main forces. All right.
Slaves say, please give me back supplies. What do you guys say?
I'm never one to shy away from a fight. Although I do prefer when they are melee and not ranged.
I don't, so I'm good. I'm like fucking Legolas. I should not have said that out loud. As soon as I said that, I was like, oh, I'm not going to hit once today. Oh.
I said, yeah, let's go for it. Well,
yeah, we're killing this
sneak on
bitch.
down in there. You know, sneak into it and get all the stuff.
I know someone that's really good at sneaking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
go for it, sneaky snack.
All right.
One's all night. All right, there we go.
I don't know where I'm.
I know somebody who's willing to hit things hard. So
yep.
If you need that, I will be right behind you.
Okay, where do I go from here, Sir John?
Where do we go from here?
We're going down.
If you want to attempt to climb, the ascent is relatively simple. However, there are two large areas of hazard that you can see. The first is there's an area of about 8 feet where there are no good, from your position anyway, visible handholds or footholds. You can kind of map out your ascent in your mind, like left hand goes here, then right hand, always keeping 3 points of contact on the mountain face, all the way up to a certain point at about halfway between you and this large cave where you go, oh, I'm not sure how I will get past that point. And then at the very top of the cavern, the edge, the ledge where the wyvern landed, looks a little crumbly. You know, maybe it's been shattered under the weight of a massive wyvern landing there, but your fear is once you get to the zenith of that climb, you may have a hard time like hoisting yourself up on without collapsing some of that ledge.
Good thing I'm a wraith and I'll be fine.
Good thing you are a wraith and you'll be fine. If you want to ascend, then I need 2 athletics checks.
I think it's acrobatics because that's who I am as a person.
Yeah, so you can cartwheel and somersault down here first to see if like that warms you up for the athletics check.
Nice.
Okay.
Perfect. Let's. Oh, even better. You don't have a problem, Renan. You climb deftly, do one of the like Tom Cruise Mission Impossible jumps, like just
Yeah.
into the air, grabbing one last climbing point with both hands in a way that you don't think anybody else could really replicate that particular maneuver. You ascend to the top, and thankfully, you are so lithe and graceful that you're able to climb up even over the shattered portions of that ledge without collapsing any of it down upon yourself. I just need one quick sec because a thing that I thought I had prepared is not prepared, and I'm not sure what to do about that.
That seems like a you problem.
It really truly is.
Actually,
you
it seems
gonna-
like an all of us problem.
Are you going to throw a rope down to us, or do I need to climb behind you?
I mean, I will do whatever seems like the best course of action. What am I tying the rope to?
Probably the bird.
I'm not gonna lasso the big mad hawk.
It's just he's just watching you. Here, hold this for a second.
Yeah. Could you help me out?
Don't you have
Just-
like pass without a trace to get like 70 to your
Pass
social?
without a
I
trace.
do. I have that.
I don't have that.
I have that. But you
Yeah,
have
but
to be
aren't you like
within...
partially invisible? I mean, we can make this work.
Mhm.
I just want to be real. It's just rolls of the dicey dices, and so you never know with me how it's gonna go.
Could be invisible, could not be invisible.
Can she stealth with a +10? Sometimes.
Yep.
Oni should be able to make it up because of sand walking or
Yep,
whatever it's
earthwalk.
called. So
All right.
yeah.
I'm going to move everybody because I'm sure Renan will be able to yell back down exactly what she's seeing. So this is
Sorry if you can hear my little Skexy over here. He's eating yogurt.
Nice.
you are in the lower right hand corner of not a huge map, but a pretty big one.
I'm gonna tell you right now, this is just black.
I told you.
Go
It's black.
down.
Oh,
Down
I
bottom
see
right.
it.
Just need
Shh.
more coffee. I'll be right back.
Shh.
Okay.
I also need more coffee. Okay, cool. So there's the hole, guys. Wait, is this the hole? Is this
You were on. If you have to ask.
it? Ooh.
You've entered from the south there. I've put everybody on the map, but truly at this moment, only Oni is there. Only Renan is there, rather.
Mhm.
Looking in, the daylight casts enough that you can see about 20 feet into the cave. From here, you can see a small hole in the floor, about the size of a basketball. It looks like it's like freshly been bored out because there's sort of like white dust and debris all around from the interior of the rock face. Still just sort of mulched all around the side of that hole, and you can tell that the cave winds inward to the left as you're looking at it, likely opening up into a larger area. But from the opening of the cave, that's about all you can see.
Okay. So
Do you
I'm
want
gonna
us
go check
to-
out that hole.
Do you want us to roll athletics? I'd like to get up there as soon as I see her disappear.
Yeah, anybody who would like to follow Renan, make the athletics check, and then we'll give Renan one turn without people to investigate as much as she wants.
The first one is Oni and the second one is Amon.
Great. You both easily follow the example created by Renan and are able to ascend no problem.
Okay.
Hoppy too just brute forces it.
I'd like to be very invisible.
Okay. 23 seems very nearly invisible to me. While the rest of the party is climbing up, what would you like to investigate? So you've got like a round, maybe two if you're quick.
Yeah, I want to go look and see what's in that newly bored hole.
Make a perception check and move yourself closer to it. Please and thank you.
Which way am I going? Not that way.
North 5 squares. You listen carefully at the hole. There's an odd smell is the first thing that you note.
Nope, I'm out.
Um,
Nope.
Smelly holes.
yes.
Oh, Meg!
Uh,
I don't get paid enough for this.
the first thing you notice is a rather pungent, awful smell, like in the sense of the word, the OFFAL sense. There's a portion of what you're smelling that literally smells like waste. Oddly enough, you there's that like unreal moment where you think perhaps your senses are tricking you, because interspersed with the smell of waste is also the smell of something appetizing. It sort of smells like some kind of date salad that you can remember eating in some of the more opulent cities where you've done business. A very decadent snack that is pungent. It's usually like dates that have been tossed in honey.
Mhm.
It it's that yuck yum sensation. Just that smells amazing. Oh god, that's poo. I think that's dates. Oh my god, is that shit? From that hole, and I'll let you ponder what exactly that means. You've got enough time before the rest of the group shows up to take one more turn if you wish, or if you just want to wait at the entrance for them with the
No,
shit hole. That's totally understandable.
I'll go deeper. What's over here? What do I see? It's a trap! Oh, there's another one. Oh,
Looking
there's a
around,
lot of them.
you see two more holes, again, about basketball-sized shape in diameter, dug into the stone face of the cave here. You see that there's a path that heads to the west, curving around. You're in a sort of a large antechamber now. There's also something to the north, and at the extent of the sunlight that's being cast from the cave opening behind you, you can see that there are a bunch of crates, boxes, even a half of a wagon that has been just strewn about this open cavern face.
Oop, sorry. I'm trying to read.
Oni Hunter's marks somebody. It certainly looks like the half a wagon you just misplaced.
Yeah. Okay.
Although many of the supplies in it are missing.
And I can't see in this hole? Am I looking? Do I smell the same thing?
It is dark to look into. You do not have dark vision, is that correct?
Let's just see. I don't believe I do. No.
I didn't remember that being the case. But you do still get that same bizarre combination of smells that it's like somebody eating a delicious pastry inside a outhouse.
That's an excellent
Okay.
description.
I'm gonna walk back. Can I walk back?
Sure.
To tell them. I found our stuff. Well, as they arrive.
Everybody sort of gets to the cave, some of them breathing heavier than others. You made it look so easy. Not that easy for everyone, it turns out. You report what you've seen.
I'm staying down because I'm like, that climb looked too scary for me. And especially that big loose section, I'm like, nah, I'm good. Someone's got to wait on the outside.
Have your dude teleport you.
I can throw a rope down too.
Oh yeah, that'll work.
All right,
Poppy ways
sure.
to rope
If you drop a rope down, sure, I'll work and climb. Is it? Gotta grab my athletics check at.
Is anybody else at all concerned that Zach is edging right now?
Ooh, who doesn't like edging? Sorry. Too early. Too early for that. Sorry, Zach. Why are you edging? Come all the way inside.
Oh, that was bad. See?
Yes. Depending on the spelling there.
Just tie it around your waist and Hoppy will pull you up.
Yeah, Hoppy is strong enough that he could just pull you up.
It's gonna have to be the way of it. You do like a Spider-Man sort of like pseudo scaling where it like from the
There
external
you go.
observer maybe it looks like you're climbing, but it's really just Hoppy
Mhm.
yanking you up. Oh, whoop, 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 all the way up to the top.
Could Amon do a nature check to see if he knows what caused these holes?
It would be outside of his. Is he proficient in it?
Yes.
I'll allow the roll then. It's going to be higher than some of our more recent DCs, but it's possible he's got some familiarity with this. That's pretty good.
Hey, Hoppy.
Hoppy is
The
proficient.
the nature of these holes, the fact that you're smelling good and bad, as you examine them, you think maybe rather than being bored, they've been clawed out. You both come to the conclusion that while you have no firsthand experience with them, these holes seem like this cave might be a kobold's warren.
Does that mean treasure?
Treasure.
It
Cool.
certainly means lots of kobolds.
They're about the size of me. Great.
Mm.
1-on-1s. Here we go. Put them up.
Give Hoppy a slightly larger axe and let him go to town.
Okay. Oni has dark vision. She'd like to move toward the supplies. Or do we need to roll initiative so we take turns with what we're doing, or?
Yeah, you're probably right. With this many people, that might be the easier way to do it. Let me just get this cleaned up before we roll things.
Say when.
Should be good to go.
Dude,
It's always hard too, because like if I put up the initiative tracker, everybody assumes that like combat is imminent.
I just figured since Amon and Oni were second after Renan, and Renan had her 2 turns, that it's likely we'd be able to do something.
Mm-hmm. It is Renan's turn. Renan got up there the fastest, so she got to take an extra turn while everybody else was climbing. But we'll start this new initiative order with Renan. What would you like to do?
Since Oni's going this way, I'll go this way. I think I moved 1 square too many. But who's counting?
Not me.
That's it. I'm just moving.
Okay. You move in. You get now a full, complete sense of this cave. Maybe 20-ish feet across, 30-ish feet deep. There seems to be a small alcove in the back. You can see many stacks of wooden crates and supplies. Some are marked with the symbol of the Adi, the hand of the pharaoh. You can see that some of them have been sitting here a while and some appear to be relatively recent. It looks like they've been gathering supplies from this expedition for a while and stockpiling them here for God knows what purpose. Some of the crates are emptied and have been pilfered, and some are still full, containing, food, water,
More supplies for our team.
materials.
Cool. We're taking all of it. It's mine now.
Mm-hmm.
Mine. Oni, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
All right. So you said our supplies are this way? I can't see past
North.
Forward.
this.
North.
Oh, okay. What's this way? Another roundabout. All right. I'm gonna double move for my turn to here. Do I see that way? Yeah. Okay. Perfect. All right. That's my turn.
Hoppy, it's your turn.
I'm gonna pull out blue light special, and those holes, are they? What do I know about them other than they we can infer that there are kobolds here. Sorry about this.
Kobolds are notoriously well known as like underground excavators. They're like moles, right? They will invade a cavern and make it their home by digging a series of interconnected underground tunnels, and they tend to live subterranean. So while this cave itself is in the earth, it's still exposed to daylight, which is one of their sort of weaknesses. They tend to avoid direct sunlight, so they've obviously started digging around inside of this cave to create their famous, network of tunnels and small
Got it.
gopher holes.
So my thought was, do we need to block off these holes? And if so, can I find enough rock or something to provide a barrier to this closest hole?
The tricky part is that if you were to plug the hole with any natural material, they're prodigious excavators. They'll likely be able to just dig through it again.
But it would
It
slow
is
it down. Was my thought.
sure. I mean, is anything with a burrow speed will get to move its speed through solid earth. So it's
So it's not actually going to slow it down.
right, a good chance like their first turn is moving 20 feet instead of 30 feet, and then they're above ground moving 30 feet.
Got it.
In a meta sense. But there has been some success, like blocking them off with, steel or iron plating, or anything. If you could do a full tunnel collapse, might force them to examine a different path. But that would involve explosives or some kind of
Yeah,
counter
and
digging project.
I don't have anything. Uh, did we pick up those metal? Didn't we get some like metal plates, some armor or something from last week? Did we sell that?
I believe we sold.
We sold stuff, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we sold
Okay.
everything we had.
Okay, cool. Then I guess I guess if they, we just need to pay attention behind us. I'm gonna tell everybody about this, and I'll go with Brennan.
Okay. It is Amon's turn.
Sorry,
Amon will
I moved
also
40.
go with Renan
Duh.
to make sure that she's safe. But he's gonna
She's
double
never
move into the room to here, and then his plan next turn, assuming all goes well, will be to start funneling things outside so that they can be lowered down to the slaves below and put back in the cart.
Okay.
hot.
Draco's turn.
Mhm.
Okay. So since we know these are kobolds' dwellings or whatnot, I'm gonna peek in. I do have dark vision. I'm gonna peek into this hole here. And if I don't see anything, I'm gonna go ahead and create a small little bonfire or a little campfire right here, just to help keep the light and keep them back.
Okay. Looking in, you can see that the cave is like a straight 45-degree burrow from where you are for about 20 feet, and then it jogs straight down. And so to that jog, you don't see anything, but you get the same sort of sensory good, bad, yuck, yum smell
Right.
that Reddin experienced. But you're free to
Cool.
make your campfire if you wish.
I would like to, yes. At its entrance, so that way it deters them from coming out, possibly from there.
Okay, seems good. Let me get a spell token for that, just so we don't forget. Or rather, mostly for me, so that I don't forget.
Since they don't like light all that much, gives them a whole bunch of light down their tunnel.
Mhm.
And it just kind of announced them that we were here, because that's what I do.
Well,
Ding
fire.
dong.
So
Okay. On initiative 0, anybody who's got keen ears can hear the sound of scurrying about beneath you. It's inescapable. It sounds like rats in the wall if you've ever had the displeasure of that
Yes.
experience. Just that
Unfortunately.
you can literally hear toenails dragging against the stone floor, and just you can count the number of them, and it's both a gross sound and a gross realization that there are dozens of them that you can hear. Um, Stealth is not necessarily one of their chief concerns at this moment, but they are maybe aware at least of your presence because they're scurrying about like crazy. There's a huge amount of action and busyness in the tunnels now, and you can hear something groan and shift deeper in the tunnel, perhaps the wyvern, that shakes this entire tunnel, causing sediment and stuff to fall down from the ceiling in a little dust storm. It settles then. It may not be aware that you're here yet.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can't start like securing the supplies and also, maybe hide behind one of these things and pull out ready my bow.
Okay. Examining crates, prepping them for storage, and readying an attack. Anything
I
else for
know
Menon?
that's a lot of things to do
That
Oh,
is
for
a
and,
lot.
one
and,
turn.
and kicking butt too. When they show up. Just saying.
Given, duh. Yeah, just kind of, and I'm not necessarily in attack mode, just very much
Alert.
ready for these fucking kobolds. I'm ready.
Fair enough. Oniara, it's your turn.
I'm torn between going back to the group and continuing further into the cave to clear more of it. I think I'm going to keep clearing. I can't see anymore, so once this is clear, I'll keep going.
I need you to stop there, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Don't I have something that gives me advantage on dex saving throws? Hold on. Remarkable athlete. Oh no, I just get to add half of my proficiency bonus. Sorry. I fall into a pit.
Oni, you delve deeper into the cave, and you see there's like a 20-foot straightaway that's narrower than most of the other entrances and causeways have been. Um, there's that sort of always prescient sense in your mind that danger, right? Like whenever you feel like you're being forced into a single position where you have no tactical options, there must be a reason for that. And just as you consider what that reason might be, you step on some loose sand that just gives way beneath you, and a small bed of like reeds has just been made to create a false floor. You fall 20 feet onto a bed of uprooted spikes. Right off the bat, you're going to take
That's cool.
17 points of piercing damage.
Oh Jesus!
You fall 20 feet into the pit and are unceremoniously impaled on a bunch of kobold punji sticks. You can't help but
Jeez.
notice that they've been smeared in excrement.
Yeah.
Oh.
Gross.
I will also need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Ugh.
That's filthy, John. Absolutely filthy.
Kobolds are pretty gross.
I'm aware I can still say it's gross.
Thankfully,
Ew.
you are hardy and stout, and it looks like for now you've managed to somehow avoid the hepatitis cobalt infection. But you are still stuck at the bottom of a pitfall trap. And what's more is, as you've landed, there's a huge thud and the cracking of either bones or sticks. At this point, you really can't tell for sure. And then there's a soft horn sound that resonates in the cave from somewhere deep below you. You can hear it like a clarion call. And then a bunch of scurrying sounds happen. Kobolds begin to emerge in mass from all of the holes around you. Give me just a moment to summon the horde.
Wild experience we're having.
With my the end of my turn, I'm going to yell, "I've been trapped!"
I appreciate that.
Nice. Let me just add these to the initiative turn.
I like how I just happened to finish my fire. All right, that looks good. Turn around. Oh shit!
You did want to ring the doorbell.
All right. Oni's done. Hoppy, it's your turn. You can hear the sound of oh shit, and Oni falling into the pitfall trap. The ow. Then you also hear the horn ringing in the deep. And then you can hear the scurry. And in your peripheral vision, you can see half a dozen little creepy kobolds sneaking out of the hole. Nothing has emerged from the hole where the fire was, but from this hole here, half a dozen kobolds emerge, and you can hear scurrying deeper in the cave as Oni calls for aid. What would you like to do?
I'm going to go towards her. I'm going to rage. Going to start attacking people.
Kill the paper people.
I'll just start. I'll just start at the top and work my way down.
Working my way downtown.
Talking fast.
And apparently there is going on. Sorry, it's coming through you guys. 14 hit
14 does hit.
For 15 damage.
Oh, he did.
Paper
All
people.
right.
Yeah,
I don't
just
do good
blow-
against paper people though.
Does-
Paper people kick my butt usually.
Just blow on them. They'll go away.
Satanic.
Put fire in all of their holes.
I was working on that.
Yay.
What?
Wow. Wow.
my wife.
My
Just firehole him. I don't know.
wife. Totally normal. Everyone's into it these days.
Moving down. One more and doing my great weapon mastery attack. Dude.
Also a hit and also a death. Oh no, against this guy that is still a hit but not a death.
Okay.
And you can't see that, I imagine, because he's a new character.
Correct.
Yes, correct.
All right, it is a
and-
monster.
What's the different? Did you describe these guys already? Sorry.
No, the small ones that you cleaved in half, the Sakaran paper people, are your traditional kobolds. They're like giant anthropomorphic lizard people, giant in the sense that giant by lizard scales. They stand about 3 feet tall. This one here is stouter and taller, almost 4 feet tall, and he's got thicker, almost dragon-like scales.
Okay.
Just a bigger, like maybe an alpha version of their species, something that's been overly fed or just has a slightly better genetic trait.
Okay.
Just seems hardier.
So for Amon's turn, is there anything back here behind us when we heard the scurrying?
No, like you could hear them moving in the floor beneath you, but there's no gopher hole in your area.
Okay.
Except for the one right here,
Then I'm
which
gonna
nothing has so far has emerged from.
pivot over here. I'm gonna hunter's mark on this guy. And
Yeah, you are.
Makes it sound like you're peeing on him.
Well, it's Hunter's Mark, kind of is, isn't it?
Gonna mark on this guy.
And then let me check.
You all right, crazy?
Where do I hit the check mark for hunter's mark damage, or does he roll that manually?
It might be rolled separately. It's probably under spells.
Then that's Moonbow. And
Moonbow is a hit.
hunter's mark damage. And then does he get to cast twice?
He does.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, then
Extra
we're gonna
attack.
do another Moonbow. Oh no!
Oh, and he shoots himself.
21.
Let's see. Let's see. What does this even mean? Hold on, I have to read it. It's a block of text.
That can't be good.
Okay, well, the good news is it's one of those that ends your turn, but technically your turn was basically over, so
Okay.
that's not bad. Ranged, the ranged version of this is you spill your quiver. You must pick up arrows individually from the ground using your environmental interact or use an object action before you can knock your bow again. In 5th edition, that is a free action. So next turn, before you can do anything, you just have to remember to say, "I pick up my arrows."
I pick up my arrows. Okay, got it.
But like the ending your turn is the big penalty there. But that was your last action, so you don't get a move, I guess. But other
Okay.
than that, not dodged a bullet really, because the other two on either side of that number are pretty shitty. Draco's turn.
Okay, speaking of dodging bullets, let's do magic stone.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Who are you targeting?
This guy right here. Come on, click. There you go. This guy.
Okay. He takes 2 points of damage.
Did he kill him? Sorry.
It did not.
And then I'm going to scurry my little butt out of the way because they were a little too close for me.
Mhm.
Everybody else is like wet hand versus paper towel. And you're still like, I can't. How are you guys putting your hand through this?
There you
All
go.
right. End of turn for Draco. My turn will start thusly with the gangbang on the barbarian, as is often the case, which I think everybody prefers. They will get advantage with their dagger attacks. That's a hit and a miss. You turn 6 piercing into 3 piercing. And then the kobold dragon blooded will go. And he's going to make 2 spear attacks two-handed. And he also gets advantage because of pack tactics. 2 hits, is that right? 7 becomes 3, 2 becomes 1, total 4. And then Draco, almost as if you are the unluckiest person on Earth.
Oh, jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Two more emerge from the hole right here.
Oh, of course.
They were literally hidden on my map just there. They will both make dagger attacks against you with advantage. 13 points of piercing.
All
At
right.
least they're not
You
smeared
should
with
try
paint.
not getting hit.
And they scree their battle cry. Oni, some unfortunate tidings for you. Mark is happy dancing.
But I feel like I will be harder to hit in the pit because I'm down low and it's dark.
They have dark
Covered
vision,
in crap.
and you literally cannot move.
I like your optimism,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not based in reality.
He has to just drop his spear in the hole instead of throw it. Unfortunately, they are going to attempt to use their dropped rock ability, where they take boulders almost as large as they are as a team and just drop them in the hole, trying to crush you.
That sounds like a
all
great
taking
move.
the same movement at once, so I only have to deal with it once. That's good.
Mm-hmm. Well, again,
22 hits for 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Dunk.
Okay.
And then the dragon blooded in this pack will use his thrown spear twice.
John,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
sorry to do this to you. I know you hate it, but can I roll to save the 2d6 from? I didn't realize he was so low in health.
Oh, from him within 30?
Sorry,
Yeah,
go.
I'm fine with that.
Thanks.
Go ahead and give him spirits.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if it's 2d6 yet. I saved you 4, so 19,
I guess it's up.
19 hit points.
All right. So the first spear misses. How about the second one?
The second spear also misses, right?
Yep.
You notice that he's down to his last spear, which he seems to keep in hand and like measures to see if he can melee poke you with it and cannot.
Okay.
Renan, it's your turn.
poke.
Mhm.
Um, Okay,
Don't shoot me, please.
I'm literally gonna move right here.
Oh, just past of us. They're attacking me. Ow, 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 ow. Did you step on my head as you went running?
Can I shoot this one from where I am? Yeah, I'm
You can.
going to. I moved, so I can't do anything cooler than just shooting. Does a 13 hit?
The 13 matches. So this guy is deadzo.
Okay.
Like Legolas.
I don't have as cool a hair, but okay. That's all I can do.
Oni, it's your turn. Being bludgeoned to death by dropped boulders in the bottom of a spike pit, what would you like to do?
What
Let
would I
go,
have to
please.
roll in order to get out of this pit?
No, thank you.
Um,
Like,
athletics would be
is it something that I could jump and pull myself up?
the pit that
Strength or
they've
something.
excavated is almost 20 feet deep, so you're not going to be able to jump and touch the surface. You'd have to climb up. Now, because of the way they've excavated it, they've left you. It's not like it's a sheer face; like it's very, very crude and clumpy rock and sandstone. It would not be difficult to climb out. The harder part, I think, is extricating yourself from the spears.
Would Earthwalk help me climb out?
I would give you the just utilizing your movement speed to climb out using your earth move. I think I'd still want an athletics check though to get yourself off the spears, either breaking the wooden shafts or trying to pull yourself off of them. Either way, I think it's going to take some physicality to remove yourself from the spears. Free of the spears, I think you've got tons of options for getting out easily. Yeah,
Yeah, you're fucked.
either we need inspiration there or oh, how about this? If you don't have inspiration, what about one of our sort of deals with the devil? You try to lift yourself off of the spikes, but you can't, and you find that some of the spearheads are like that recurve design that are going to hurt way more if you try to pull yourself up through them. I will let you, for half the damage the trap did initially, just sort of roll your body sideways, snapping all of the spears and falling to the ground, but you'll take half the damage the trap initially did as you
How much
just
was that?
reopen all those
I
wounds.
only have 31 hit points, so how much was that?
I think you took 16 initially, so you'd take 8 damage this time.
All right.
Okay. Just in a, you grit your teeth knowing how much it's going to hurt. You just force yourself into a somersault roll. You break all 4 of the spears that had penetrated your body, and you fall, and they're 4 feet just loose into the sand. You've got spear bits sticking out of your chest, arm, and leg, but you are now able to earth walk up the side if you wish.
Okay. If I climb out, will I still get my full attacks or no? Because I had to use before I decide where I'm going to go. Will I get full attacks or no? Because I had to use movement to get off the.
I'd give you your attack action, but I'm going to say your bonus action was getting off the spears, so you'd get 2 gold.
That's not bad.
All right.
You
I'm
can
going
kill the
to
2 little dudes.
run through this other side. I'm not rolling great. I don't feel good about this. 20 for the one right in
20.
front of me.
He's dead.
Cleave, cleave, cleave!
And 21 for the other
14.
He's also dead.
one.
I see it cinematically as like as you climb up to the top, you just sort of grab him by the ankle and just throw him into the spike pit behind you, climbing up in its stead. As you stand up to your feet, you just draw the sword straight up through the abdomen of the lesser kobold,
Perfect.
bifurcating him. He's dead,
Nice.
We'll take
just
it.
covered in spears and kobold blood. You've seen better days, but not your
So
worst
if
day.
he's.
Hoppy, it's your turn.
I'm going to take care of these other 2 little dudes. So 1, 2, 3. assuming I kill them all. Great sword. On the first one.
Dead.
Great sword on the second one.
Dead.
And finish up with the big dude.
Ooh, not enough.
Figured,
So it
but
was-
I didn't.
Yep.
Wasn't sure I should do the. Do we have a class on the big dude yet? I hit the small dudes with 14, so.
I think, unfortunately, you have
That's fine.
like the lowest you've succeeded on is a 23, which isn't
Okay.
helpful.
Got it. Okay.
It is Amon's turn.
All right, he's gonna move Hunter's Mark to this one for the first shot.
Dead.
Okay. I'm gonna roll Hunter's Mark for extra damage, and then
Okay.
I'm
He's
gonna
extra dead.
move Hunter. I'm gonna move Hunter's Mark to that guy.
You don't have 2 bonus actions in a turn.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna moonbow that guy. Maybe not.
That is exactly what you needed to kill. Oh, but you didn't hit. You're right. Sorry.
Yep.
Any movement from Amon?
Mm,
Does he want to go towards his sister, whose battle cry seems weaker than usual?
nope, he's gonna stay where he is because he's not gonna be able to make it there anytime soon. So he's just gonna have to trust that she can deal with it herself.
Copy that. Draco, it's your turn. Watch that hole.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I will do what was that? Scorching Ray. The big dude there. A 1? A 2? That should have killed him.
That does kill him, and we also now learned that his AC was 16.
Nice.
Excellent.
You have a third ray.
I'm
Seems a
gonna just
waste
shoot
not to cast it.
gonna shoot it down this tunnel because
Nice.
right in your hole.
And fuck you, because that's why.
Could
I
he
should
use
probably-
it on? Could he use it on some of the boxes and start a fire so we can maybe see better, or
We
Down
need
the
to make
hallway?
more fire holes
It-
so that they stop coming out of them.
So there you go. I shot 17 down the hole. Woo!
Nice. Maybe it's going to
That's
serve
fun.
as an excellent deterrent because nothing else quickly comes out of that hole. So
There you go.
message
That's
received,
right.
hopefully. Back to Oni's turn. Out of the cave, 2 more lesser kobolds come. They will make dagger attacks with pack tactics advantage. Total of 14 piercing.
Holy
Okay. You gain the 21 temporary hit points, negating their attack.
You're selected as Amon right now, just a heads up.
Mm-hmm.
And this dude will attempt to stab you with his spear. So that's a total of 6 damage, right? After the rest of your shield is absorbed.
Mm-hmm.
Not too shabby. It is Renan's turn.
All right. How far can I go? I think here. But if I double move, I can go further. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
can she see the dude from there, or from possibly here?
Maybe from
Yeah,
right
okay.
here, she could see that guy.
Oh my god, what just happened?
You went through the wall.
No, I'm sorry. Something popped up while I was moving my thing. I think this is the furthest I can get if I double move right here.
If you wanted, oh, that's with the double move though. Yep. If you wanted to take a shot, I think because of the clipping here, you'd have to do that shot with disadvantage to try to hit this dude here. I think he's partially obscured by that cavern wall enough that he'd get 3/4 cover.
I mean, I'll do it just in case I actually hit.
Disadvantage. Wah, wah.
His AC is not great. Oh,
Does it?
sorry. It does
Not a. Yeah, that's okay. I got where I needed to go.
And got their attention. What?
Oni, it is your turn.
Okay, I am going to second wind because I don't have a choice.
D10 plus fighter level.
Yeah, I'm doing it. Sorry.
Mathis has got some like really poppy music going on behind me. It's amazing. This is like the best D&D music ever.
Okay, and I'm gonna attack the big guy, so that's 2 goldens, no silver.
Okay. First one hits for 14, the second one misses.
Okay.
And it is Hoppy's turn.
Hoppy gonna 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I can get to here in a regular move, and then I can shoot with my longbow, assuming I can use my free action to draw that.
I'm okay with that.
Or my bonus action to draw it, dropping my other sword. And I'm going to be aiming at the little dudes. I don't think I can take the big dude.
That is fair. A 15 hits. 3 points
5.
of piercing is not enough to kill it. You don't get rage on a ranged attack.
Oh, okay.
That kills him.
Okay. Do I get great weapon mastery on?
Sadly, no.
Damn.
Turns out it's not a great bow, it's only an okay bow.
All right, and that's all I got.
Destiny as Amon.
He's going to cure wounds on Draco.
Oh, wow. Thank you. I'll take it.
Was that really just 5 healing?
8.
Oh, I see.
8?
I was like,
That's 8?
Are you kidding me?
The base one rolled 5 healing, and then she cast it as a second level spell, which came up as 3 additional points.
All right, and then he
Yeah.
is going to double move. Uh, 6 and okay, and that is his turn.
Draco, Draco, Draco.
I'm making sure nothing coming out here. I put another little fire. I'm covering the tunnels. Fire right there. And then come over here and getting ready to start a fire there as well. I'm like, fuckers.
I hate you.
I hate these. The big baddies I'm okay with. The little guys, they swarm and they attack me and pokey.
Find Draco in a corner, sparking a fire. What are you doing? Tits on a nun, balls on a priest, and these goddamn kobolds.
That's right.
All right.
And just saying, this right here scares me. As it probably should. That's a big hole. That's covered up currently.
Hunk of rock.
Oh, my turn. No. Yes, pack tactics. The three that are here in the corner, Destiny, that you can see disappear into their hidey hole. I said, the three over here in the corner that you can see disappear into their hidey hole. There we go.
As they lost their spot on initiative.
And then this guy will try to make an advantaged dagger attack against you.
I'm just gonna
Which
preemptively do that. That misses. 16
I think it
your
misses,
turn.
right?
Yep.
Yeah. Then the dragon blooded will get to make 2 spear attacks with his two-handed spear, but we'll see how he rolls. 17 matches
Yep.
for 2 points, and 11 misses.
Yep.
Do you really want to use your wall of steel for 2 points?
You don't need to. I
no.
can block it.
Okay. I did already cast it, so I'm happy to, but I don't have any other way. I have no healing potions, so I don't have another way to heal myself.
I'm happy to say you didn't do that, and Mark's Spectral Minotaur's oogity boogity boogity scared him instead away from being able to
That's better.
random.
Perfect.
Mark, that's how you have to do it from now on. Oogity boogity
Boogity
boogity.
boogity boogity.
Yes, that's right.
I imagine that his ancestral Minotaur buddies are all funny.
Mhm.
All right, it is Renan's turn. We have a dragon-blooded kobold and a basic bitch kobold remaining.
I'm gonna move around Hoppy and not in the hole.
Suddenly, another hole appears.
That is enough to kill the kobold dragon-blooded.
Yeah.
Legolas dropping bodies.
Just doing what I do best, you know?
Mhm.
You know? Um, I'm gonna move back.
Okay.
To there.
Seems prudent. Oni, it's your turn.
All right. First hit. I'll take it.
She pissed.
You did basically solo mostly the entire second wave of kobolds. That's not unimpressive. You are able to take the disengage action after your attack.
I won't need it. But I am going to impale him with my sword and then lift him up over my head and drop him down into the pit without even looking.
Nice. If you do that a few more times, there'll be like enough buffer of kobold corpses that no one can actually land on spikes anymore.
That's my plan.
It's kind of like a kobold corpse
Create a little
trampoline.
bridge.
There is still the spike trap floor between you and the rest of your party. The remaining kobolds that were here seem to have disappeared back into their warrens holes, either to regroup and try an ambush again later, or maybe to just head for the hills. It's not uncommon for them once their numbers hit like 50% for the remaining survivors to just flee. They are not known as brave creatures.
Should we start fires at the in the holes anyway?
Yes.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then I'll do that with the one next to me, and maybe we throw the rest of the bodies into the trap to kind of make it a little easier. I mean, I can jump that, but
I have a tinder box
maybe
and some
not everybody can.
torches, so I'm definitely putting lit torches in each of those 3 holes.
Is there anything over here that we can make a bridge out of? So we
There's
can
lots
explore
of spare building materials that you could easily craft a makeshift walk, like a gangway, out of.
I
Yeah.
have
Let's
remarkable
go grab a
athlete
couple of.
that if I take a running jump will let me increase the distance I can jump. So there shouldn't be any reason why if I started back here I couldn't run and jump over that. It's only 10 feet.
I think even without remarkable athlete, you don't need to even roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Just jump.
Yeah.
it's 10 feet.
I'm gonna get over
We can
here on
definitely
this
jump
side.
it.
Yeah. Anybody
Yeah.
proficient in athletics does not need to make a roll, and anybody not proficient would only have to check a 10.
And I would
But
get it too. So it's like,
yeah. So let's build a slight bridge.
well, we got
and
more
go
over here we
Well,
can check out.
yeah,
the
let me
review.
come over to your side. Let's finish there. I know that we need to check this out, but we haven't checked this area out yet. And we can grab some of this broken barrel and this other wood and potentially create a bridge if we need to once we've gotten these supplies out.
I agree.
So maybe it's a big circle, but I'm not going to go forward on the other side by myself. Just in case.
Learn from that one.
Yeah, just in case that
Let-
thing is over there.
Let me go in the front, and can Renan, can you follow, back me up so that you can check the traps? I mean, I will check for traps too, and I do have the blue light special in case anything pops up. I'm going to check all the walls.
So pretty sneaky. I'd like both Hoppy and Renan to make perception checks, please.
Technically not an advantage.
Damn it. Renan is quite good at what she does. The only crate that
For the people
seemingly
in the back.
was left entirely untouched. Hoppy's about to just crank it open because it looks like maybe A, it's incredibly sturdy construction, perfect for a bridge, and B, if it's untouched, the spoils inside have got to be pretty good. You stop him immediately though because you notice that on its lip there is some kind of leather padding, a cladding of some kind that seems to be between the frame itself and the lid. You are convinced that it's a trap of some kind, and it took a very keen eye to spot it.
It's an actual trap.
It is an actual trap.
I'd like to untrap it.
Thieves' tools, please.
So good at this.
I like you looked away for a second. I'm so good at this.
I'm not so good at this. I'm a decent okay at this. I'm a little bit above average.
The trap seems like it's a salt acid billows kind of situation. That as soon as the lid is lifted, there's a bellows inside the thing that will pump salt acid out these leather flaps, basically burning possibly to death anybody who was opening the crate. Your thieves tools check is not your best effort. You come up with a solution that you don't think you can disable it, but you do think that you can intentionally at distance trigger it, which does run the potential risk of damaging some of what might be inside. But you can definitely make sure that you can remote detonate it, so to speak.
Detonate.
Okay. Pulling Hoppy and yourself back a safety, 10, 15 feet maybe to the bend in the cave wall there. You're able to use a little bit of twine set up to, your four-pronged triangular stick approach, and you just pull it all down. And sure enough, salt acid sprays, all four sides of the box as the lid was slightly moved ajar. It does burn. Even the rock face a little bit is now scalded white in color down to its sandstone, foundation. You need to wait a minute or two for the acid cloud to clear in the air, and then it's safe to enter again.
Okay. We enter. Close call there, bud.
Inside that crate is nothing. It was deliberately designed to be a trap. It was a completely empty box. But the rest of the supplies that are still here, there are 3 large 50-gallon casks of drinking water. There are some dried goods and foods. There are a crate of swords and spears and 6 crossbows. And
Nice.
then there's the wagon supply of building materials and some additional foodstuffs, as well as some medical supplies.
I think we should start work on dropping it back down to the people waiting for us.
Yep, Amon's going to pick up all of his
do we
arrows
wanna-
because I forgot to say that. So before we leave this area, he picks up all of his arrows.
Do we need
Good job.
to
You
clear the
remember.
rest of the? Do we need to clear the rest of the cave?
We will, but
you
I
and
say
I
we
can
get a
do
good chunk out.
while they start moving stuff
We can't
out.
see right over here. I assume that we can see that.
I'm sorry, what can't you see?
Here.
Hoppy and I can clear the rest of the cave while you guys are moving stuff out.
Okay.
Oh, there's nothing there. Okay. Everybody grab something.
Okay, stop it. Stop it.
How much will fit in the bag of holding? Do we want to use that to move
To
some of
see
the stuff?
No,
Oh,
it's
we got
already
people
in
right
crates
below
and
us.
stuff. Yeah, we'll just carry it all out.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
And Hoppy will help move everything out to the edge here,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe we can tie a rope to around here to make it easier to lift stuff down.
Is this, do we recognize this as the supplies that were in the cart, or is this something different?
Yes is the answer. It is
Both.
The ramshackle stuff where Hoppy is standing is like the half a cart that the wyvern took. But some of these other supplies were not a part of that. When Renan first came in, she's noticed that some of these supplies have managed to accumulate dust, meaning they've been here for potentially weeks, meaning
Okay.
this wyvern's been ambushing for a while.
So we don't
And
necessarily
we still haven't seen him.
We don't necessarily need to clear the rest of the cave because we've technically gotten what we came for.
But at the same time, we should clear out the wyvern just to have it done.
Okay.
Yeah, like he's terrorizing that poor bridge.
That has now destroyed. Only half of it is still there.
Yes.
Well, fortunately, we have a bunch of extra wood that once we get done going over the pit trap, we can
Yeah.
use it to fix the bridge too.
Let's take everything out and drop it down to the slaves, and then we'll come back in and
I'm loving
finish
you.
clearing. How long will this take? Is it equivalent to a short rest? Can I use some hit dice?
If you guys want to like make it take an hour, I'm okay. If the injured parties want to take a short rest and heal up while the non-injured parties ferry supplies down, I don't have a problem with that.
I do very much.
Yeah,
I do.
Sure, I'll do that.
Well, I'll
Draco
carry
will
supplies.
definitely do this.
Draco, are you almost dead?
It's like I'm. I feel it.
How are you always almost dead? I don't understand.
It's these little guys, these little paper targets that you guys have. They love to swarm on me.
That sounds like a really personal problem.
It is. It sucks.
All right, thank you.
There you go. That's 15.
Much better. I don't know why my hit points aren't updating on my bar, but I'm now at full.
I see them. You may just want to restart Roll20 really quick, just reload it. When the server gets like inundated, which unfortunately is probably Saturday and Sundays most often, they will bog down, and you'll get delays or non-responses.
Okay, thanks.
It never used to be a problem, but like I should be excited that more people are into our hobby. But also,
no, it's super trendy right now, and I'm over it. People always
maybe.
want to talk to me about it, and I'm like, shh. I don't care about your game. I care about my game. I'm an asshole. I know.
I'm playing this for 20 years, motherfucker. Where you been?
No, I mean it's cool that people I'm so glad you're into it. That's so fucking cool. I don't want to hear about it.
My favorite question is usually like, "Oh, D&D, like in Stranger Things."
No.
I mean,
well, yes,
like
but
I've
no.
been playing in my basement since I was 13. Yeah, like that. All right, Oni and Draco seem like you are healed up, or as healed up as you're going to want to be.
Yeah.
In that time, you are able to ferry the remaining supplies back down to the slaves who are trying to put together the half of a wagon into a serviceable sled that could be drug, which is pretty innovative for them. Good thinking. And are loading it on their new sled to be carried into the camp. They want to know how much longer you're going to be.
15
Give us another
minutes.
30 minutes. Give us a 30.
'Cause once it's loaded up,
Chill.
they will need help carrying, pushing or dragging the sled. Without wheels, it's not going to be something that the three of them can do. If only they
Why
had
are you-
Yeah, sure.
Why are you
As if
choosing
we
violence?
weren't
Sure, make
already
the
doing
Minotaur pull
enough
it.
for these guys. Nice.
I know. How long is it going to take you? I don't know. Fucking do it yourself, asshole. Jeez.
All right. After about the hour, you guys have moved all the supplies out of the Wyvern's cave, which is enough to fully replace whatever they lost falling into the abyss or has been eaten by the kobolds and the Wyverns. So now you have like 120% of the supplies that they were expecting.
That's
You're
right. 'Cause
welcome.
we're overachievers. Is what we are.
Mm-hmm.
So the same question then is posed to you guys: do you want to take this into the camp, realizing that the Wyvern remains a threat, or do you want to end the threat of the Wyvern pilfering supplies by?
Neutralize it. Hoppy
Okay.
and I will have fashioned
Drew
a bridge.
needs some snacks.
Mm-hmm. I like how you turned into ShamWow Guy Meg for a second there. Like, is there a Wyvern in your cave? Thanks to Oni's neutralize it.
Mhm.
All right.
Boom. Bridge.
Elias Flame, the big exterminators.
Nice. And what does that do? And everybody in the crowd, neutralize it.
See, I picture it more like a Ghostbusters setup,
Yes, absolutely. Let's
Just
be
as
real.
awkward.
If we were actually heroes, we would be Ghostbuster heroes,
Mhm.
not
Right.
champions.
Oh goodness. All right. You make your ramshackle gangway there across the spiked pit.
Mhm.
Stepping over it effortlessly. No one has to make a roll.
I'm gonna let Hoppy go first.
I'm gonna check this
Chicken.
corner with the blue light special just in case before we move forward.
Is there anything behind these big rock piles?
There's not. It's just like debris from the excavated holes had to be piled up somewhere.
Okay.
Nothing with blue light special.
Nothing.
Okay, let's go north.
They were not secretly smugglers.
Do I have
Hoppy's
to-
got
I'm
a
on it.
feeling.
Go, Marco. We're waiting for you. I'm not going first.
Ah! Found it.
Yes!
Oh, he's got babies. You could
More
take
for, more for the menagerie.
Yep.
You
this
could take
time
the
Hoppy gets
babies.
a wyvern.
I was thinking more, omelets for lunch and dinner.
I was thinking, yeah, you could feed Andy the eggs.
No,
Guys, that's what we're
no,
fucked up.
I'm
We're-
getting a wyvern. Thank you very much.
You can feed him the other eggs. You only need one for a wyvern. You got this.
Yeah, we're not letting you keep more than one, friend.
Honestly,
I'm gonna sell them to other BCREI to
I like it. Make money to fund the
to
menagerie.
make money to fund the menagerie. Exactly.
I like that. That's an excellent idea.
Do it.
All right. As you enter the large chamber of the Wyvern here, you do see all of there is. There's two sort of mostly wind and water eroded columns that sort of support this superstructure. There is also a hole in the sky of the domed cavern that you're in that goes all the way down through this chamber, 20 feet into the hole. Like over time, just rainwater has sort of made this like borehole, 60 feet through the cave, which creates like a 20-foot pit in the middle of this room. You see the Wyvern crouched in the corner behind one of these pillars, wounded and frustrated from your last encounter. It seems to be protecting something. Once you get closer, you do see that is a clutch of wyvern eggs. If you'd like, we can use the same initiative rolls for the same encounter because you guys are on the same battle map, and I'll just roll in the Wyvern.
Sounds good.
I don't want to kill its babies. I feel sad.
No, we're gonna take the babies and sell them so that they can fight people in the pits.
Turn over to slaves. That's right.
Not really better, actually.
I'm like, I feel sad. Don't you guys feel sad?
Well,
Eh,
yeah, but
No, you don't. No, you
Not,
don't.
not as much as he feels
Yeah.
hungry, apparently.
I was the one that was like, hey, we don't even need to clear the cave. We got the stuff we came for. And you all were like, yeah, but the wyvern's gotta go.
It's true,
All right.
though.
We're
It's
not gonna kill the
terrorizing the
babies.
humans.
We're just gonna kill the giant one.
Well,
It's population
We're
control.
gonna collect the babies and sell them to people to kill them.
Exactly.
it's not something better.
Renan, sad or not, you are the first person to go. The
Mhm.
wyvern menaces, taking its stingy tail and rattles it almost like a snake might, warning you to not come close. It has a obvious vested interest in protecting its clutch. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna move to there and I'm gonna shoot her. I'm not gonna shoot her.
Like out of kindness or because you
It's
were
because
not
you're
very good?
conflicted. That's why you missed.
It's a warning shot of don't come near me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna hurt you. They are.
Exactly.
They are. I won't stand for this. Twang.
Ooh.
All right. Conflicted shot does miss. Any other actions from Renan?
Not yet.
Oni. You know that there's no more dangerous creature than a cornered mother. And you charge.
Does 17 hit?
17 does hit.
Does a 14 hit?
A 14 does not.
But a 28 does.
It surely does.
53. I don't know about that number.
Give me just one sec.
For 20 damage. Damn.
It's a nice.
I'm still a little spicy about that trap.
Yeah, you landed in poop.
Yeah, I'm still pretty upset about that.
Oh no. You knock your target prone. So you battered her basically so hard against that stone she got dazed for a minute, and you were able to knock her feet out from underneath her. She just falls flat on her left wing and does like the chicken kick trying to get up.
Oh.
Dude, this is sad.
Certainly gonna make you feel it now.
Mm-hmm.
Hoppy, it's your turn. Like a turtle on its shell, she's having a hard time getting right because she doesn't even have hands, just wings and feet.
Uh-huh. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I just feel bad for
7.
Mama Wyvern.
Bam! That should have been an advantage. Let me roll once.
Again.
Actually, does that hit?
Bam.
15 does hit, yes.
You got to go for the
Okay.
crit though.
Uh,
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, that, and then that's my second attack.
Also a hit. 22.
Yep. And then I'll say, who dat?
Amon's turn. She's been knocked on her side. Her wings have almost been, her left wing and left stubby arm have been cut off as Hoppy tries hacking her to bits as she's just trying to claw back onto her own 2 feet to defend her babies.
I feel like Amon's gonna feel kind of bad about this, and he's gonna try to I don't know,
End it
confine the
quickly.
creature but not kill it. No, you don't think that he would try to save it?
No, he tried to kill it. It's a suffering otherwise. Unless you want to capture it and have it be another one in the menagerie.
Mm-mm.
No, because they're.
I mean, he could do animal friendship.
It's still going to
No,
attack
he's
the area. We
gonna-
gotta,
All right.
we gotta eliminate.
Then I'm gonna Hunter's Mark and Moonbow. Sorry, Mama. 16.
16 hits.
And here's Hunter's Mark.
I see 13 damage.
And 25 hits.
25 does hit.
And Hunter's Mark.
See 15 damage.
We can't see the ball.
Hit points, yeah.
Really?
Nope.
It's checked to see.
Well, that sounds like a you problem.
It sure is.
Actually, it's definitely an us problem because we don't know how close we are to not killing her.
You are very close to killing her, but I don't know what else I can do. It's visible to everybody according to
Oh,
what I
now it
see.
is. Well,
That's
I had to reload to see it.
It is my turn. She's able to finally, blood dripping from the stump of her right wing and from the open wound on her chest at the base of her neck, onto her own 2 feet. Sensing that the end is near and she has to protect her clutch, she makes one valiant effort to try to defend herself and her babies. She will make a bite claw against Oni. A bite claw? A bite attack against Oni.
Nope.
And an advantage stinger attack against Happy.
Does she get? Well, neither hits.
Uh, Obviously dazed from the head wound caused by Oni, she misses both of her attacks, and it is Draco's turn.
okay.
This poor mama.
Getting a little closer, make sure I got it, and then I will
Magic
do.
stone, magic stone.
The crowd is cheering for her, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Draco working the
Oh,
crowd.
Put it in play.
waiting for my character sheet to reload so I refreshed as well. Boop, boop. All right, here we go. Scorching Ray 3 times. Here's a 1,
Nice.
a 2, and a 3.
Roll that.
Roll that crit.
Roll it. Roll it. On the table. Oh, I like an 86.
Jesus Christ.
Todd's gonna make us feel bad for killing them.
Your spell strikes with extreme force. Roll an
Yes.
additional set of spell dice damage above and beyond the normal critical dice damage, and the target suffers 1 unit of exhaustion.
Nice.
So another Scorching Ray, basically.
Oh.
You incinerate her, Draco. The fire bolts burn flesh right off the bone. The second one creates this sort of conflagration of fire in the small pocket of the cave. The third one literally explodes. There's so much trapped heat between the pillar and the stone walls of this cave. It literally detonates, sending explosive stone shards everywhere. You can see the entire front 3/4 of this thing is now just burnt to the skeleton. It
Oh
has
my
only
God.
enough life left to turn towards its eggs and to take the one skeletal wing it has and drags its corpse 1/4 movement towards the eggs before collapsing as a burning skeleton.
Hmm.
Damn.
We're allies.
Is there enough left for Andy snacks?
Oh my
It's
God.
baked. It's cooked quite well.
There's some stuff like towards the rear flank and its tail that is just burnt but not incinerated. The rest of it is literal ash.
That's the best I
Right.
think I've ever
Yep.
done with Scorching
Yep.
Ray.
Am I
I
the
agree.
ash hole?
Is, is the skull still there, or did that get destroyed?
It's there, but as you like approach it, you think it's going to be difficult to touch or manipulate. It's so fragile that it's likely going to crack and shatter because it's been so scorched.
Okay. I feel like Amon
Hi.
would come over and like
Hello.
try to communicate to the dead
Hi.
wyvern that we will care for its young and try to make peace with the fact that it was terrible and we had to kill it.
Thank you for your noble sacrifice. Your children will become slaves.
I feel like he would at least want to recognize the parental instinct to protect the young, and he would want to put it to rest that way.
I think I did it justice. You know, I was clean and quick. You guys were slowly hacking away at it. I
That's
was like,
fair.
no.
And just burn it from the inside. We got this.
That's right.
All right. Scoop up the
That's
kids.
brutal.
Let's go.
The office quote: "Have I ever been hunting? Yeah, shot a deer, but he didn't die. I had to use a shovel. It took 40 minutes."
Right.
God.
Let's check out. Is there anything else of interest in this cave before Hoppy grabs the eggs and we head out?
No, the eggs seem to be the only interesting feature here. There's, bones from small creatures they've managed to eat. Lots of, just what you'd find in an animal cave. but nothing of interest to you beyond the eggs.
Can Amon have one of the wyvern eggs?
Why
And then
does
you
he
can
want
have the other 3? I don't know,
I-
but I'm sure that when Amon is himself again, he will come up with something to do with this egg that isn't selling it into slavery.
Okay. I'm okay with that. John, do I get 3 eggs? Do I
Sure.
need to roll to know anything about them, or
If you want to know something about them, that's helpful.
I would kind of like to know how long it's going to be before they hatch. I'm not sure if that's something we can possibly tell.
Oops, Amon rolled a 13 in case that helps. I don't know if you wanted a nature check.
You both know that gestation for a wyvern is between 35 and 40 days. The shell is twofold, and then it's got a sort of leathery outer shell and a thick sort of enameled inner shell. You can tell how close it is to gestation based on its temperature. It needs to be kept warm, and the warmer it gets, the closer it is to hatching. You don't have, like, you're not, animal husbandry experts, but if you had to make an educated guess based on
Technically, I am.
its expected temperature versus its current temperature, you would say that you have probably a week to 10 days until it's ready to hatch. You do also know that for them to be kept viable, they need to be kept warm, like
How warm?
at least 100 degrees higher than human body temperature.
Ooh.
Wyverns run warm.
What about
Especially this
wyvern?
last one. Whew.
Oh Jesus!
Good thing we have a fireman.
Mm-hmm.
That was a hot mama, I tell you. Whew.
Okay, so how can we keep them warm? I guess we can like heat up stones and keep them in a backpack with them.
That's possible.
We'll have Draco's fire on demand. He'll just have to keep
That's true.
replenishing.
Yeah. Well, he's got it as a cantrip, so.
Sure, you want to put Draco in charge of heating the eggs?
Heating, not boiling.
This one's soft boiled.
I was just gonna say warming. Let's use the word warming.
Warming.
You guys do realize I am a druid, right?
do
Well,
you?
Yeah, I was like, it's not us that need the remembering.
Okay. Do you want us to like actually figure out how we're going to do this, or?
I don't hate the idea of just like warming rocks in a backpack. That's a real world solution that I think can be applied here in D&D pretty easily. So I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
Are
And
you
we
gonna
can
carry
use
them?
like one of the bed.
You can keep.
Yeah,
Amon's
I'll
eggs.
carry them all.
Perfect.
And you have to mark a big A on the one that's for Amon.
Yep.
With black Sharpie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there are total of 4 eggs, so I will have
Total of
3
4,
of them.
yep.
I'll put 3 in my inventory and put 1 in.
I've got one in Amon's.
One of the eggs is slightly larger than the other 3.
That one's mine.
That's natural.
And when you look at it, instead of having like a completely rounded ovoid top, like an egg sort of meets that rounded peak, this one instead comes to almost a point that has 5 smaller points around it. You have no idea why that's unique or distinct, but just as you load them in, one of them is noticeably different than the others.
Do we have a what is it called? A cuckoo? No. A cuckold egg?
It's possible. It's not uncommon in the avian world.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So you said it had a pointy egg?
Yeah, it has it almost like a thorn. Think of it like an egg material thorn.
That had a hurt coming out. Whew.
And around it are 5 similar, smaller pointed thorns that are angled like 45 degrees outwards towards the sun. Like if it was just sitting on its egg, one pointing straight up, and then a crown of 5 at 45-degree angles up and out.
right, guys, let's head on out.
Yep.
Okay. And we'll probably want to investigate that at some point.
I
Probably
think it
soon.
will let us know what's happening pretty quickly.
Okay, and
It's
just
a
a
dragon.
really quick. It could be a dragon. Like I said, it's probably not of this.
You did call
Uh,
dibs, so
I did call dibs. Can we take a quick bio?
Yeah, let's take 5 minutes.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I am also a ninja in outer space, but don't tell anyone.
You're an excellent ninja in outer space.
I want that to be like a real job possibility.
Someday it will be.
There is the Space Force, after all.
Uh-huh.
Or at the very least, to have stop, the weird looks when I tell people that's what my job is.
I'm a ninja in outer space. We were looking to expand, try new business opportunities.
There you go.
Mhm.
I don't know
Checking
how
out
much
the,
of a market there is for that, but we could find
Checking
out.
out the martial arts in a vacuum space.
Hmm.
All right. With the eggs collected, you have your supplies. You are able to help the slaves with their ramshackle sled now, made of pieces of the broken cart. You drag them along the path for a while. I don't want to get too much further without Michelle. I can't imagine she's another minute or two behind us, but you drag them around following the crescent-shaped path through the mountain range. There are several portions that go through the mountain rather than around it, eventually leading between the two peaks you see on the map. You can feel the sense that you're in a large canyon, but before you in the canyon, there's two twin peaks that meet together, creating a narrow valley that this path walks between. And the slaves call to a halt as you approach a man-made stone structure built into this section of the mountain face. It all looks recently excavated. There are two guards out in front of it. Looks a little bit like this.
Ooh.
Ahoy
Nice.
there.
Mathis would like to tell you that's now a construction worker outer space ninja.
Oh, fabulous. We need construction workers where we're going.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I worry about,
Okay.
with that much
Okay. Okay.
variation, I worry about like a lack of specialization. Like
Okay.
if I need a construction guy, I want a construction guy. If I need a ninja, I want a ninja. When he starts being a construction space worker ninja man, I don't know. Like I feel like one of those areas is gonna suffer.
Yeah,
He's like,
I
I do
agree.
drywall, but I don't do ninja stars. Like,
Specialization is key in your outer space ninjas.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay,
there are
so
people on the ramparts above it that have weapons drawn on you. You can tell that they are uneasy. Like you get the impression that strangers are not welcomed here, and that maybe they've had their fair share of unwelcome guests in the recent past, because these people seem itchy on the trigger. The two guards out front demand that you identify yourselves. The slaves each show them the yadi necklace that they wear, showing them as basically slaves of Pharaoh, and they're allowed to step forward towards the large stone gates. But they ask who you are.
Don't we have our own little
One.
what would you call it?
Icons or medallions.
Yeah, we got something. I know we got something recently where we did a mission, and we got the blessing thing. What was it called?
I don't know. I like this though. This is great.
I know, right?
I'm coming. I know what it is.
I'm
Just
not
give
even
me a
breathing
second.
heavy.
we didn't get anything for checking on this. We found it on the board, and we were assisting the
Token of
soldiers.
patronage. Patronage.
Yeah, patronage. There you go. You knew what I was talking about.
Yeah, I think we were trying to get a second one.
Yes,
right?
that's why we're here to get the second.
Good thing you guys have me.
Yep.
Yeah.
The guards recognize that as currency, but that doesn't identify you at all.
Oh, we're the Alea's Flame, bitch.
We need to get tattoos so we can just like bust out our mark and be like, look at us. Look at this. Look at this shoulder tattoo.
Uh-huh.
It means I'll kill you.
It's gonna be a minotaur with a flame on its head.
I like it.
Or one on the butt cheek, and it can all be Legolas.
Love it.
All right. So he doesn't know the name Alea's Flame means nothing to him. He asks who's sent you. Do you serve a greater master? What is your intention here?
The Pharaoh, you fucker.
We're
Oh.
only here to ensure the safe passage of these people and supplies. We'll be on our way as soon as we deliver them to whoever's in charge here.
A large, imposing man. Like from the parapet, it's you don't get a good sense of height, right? Like everybody seems from this angle to be roughly the same height. When striding from left to right across the rampart, there comes a man who is literally a head taller than everyone else, putting him, at least 6.5, maybe 7 feet tall, depending on what you expect the average height of these people to be.
He's very
Just
tall to me.
a towering mountain of a man comes to the center and introduces himself as Tauret. He is hand of the Pharaoh, and says, "You are not known to him. What is your purpose here? Why would you help people in the middle of nowhere for no gain?"
Because that's what we
It
do.
was
We
all.
help those in need.
We're here for a job.
Glory
We,
is gain. Where are you from, bro?
we took this from the job board, so we are checking in from based on a request from the Pharaoh.
He said, "That was perhaps one of my king's least well-conceived ideas. We've dealt with many people claiming to be helpful who have turned out to be quite the opposite. Is
Then
there
I
any way you can
I point
vouch for
back
who
to
you
see
are?"
all of our stuff that we just brought on up, and we got rid of the wyvern for you. You're welcome.
Um, at the same time, actually, give me a perception check, everybody.
Uh-oh.
It's more fun when we roll dice and
Sorry, a what check? Oh,
perception.
perception. Thank you.
Mhm.
Your comms cut out on me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I blame you.
I mean,
Wow, 16. Oni's blind. She got something in her eye.
Yep.
I think it's
She's
some crap from
distracted
the
by the hunky
steaks.
guy.
need you to stay later for a private RP session.
Oh.
Excuse me, I'll handle this.
Um, how did you get past the guard? Let's see. Basically, I think everybody except Oni, uh,
She got
which is
shit in her eye.
ironic, recognizes that there's someone else in the parapet that's familiar to you. There's a cloaked woman with her hood down, whose hair is in long, sort of braided strands. She carries with her a staff that encapsulates a small blue fire, and she is known to you. You immediately, everybody except Oni, recognize her as Venestra. I give each of you like 20 seconds to try to place that name and recognize that NPC.
Or just look at the thing. Wife of Artunis.
I legit don't remember that person. I was expecting it to be the big bad flame person, but that's not her name.
Isn't she the one that the shaman that showed you how to find Sari?
She is.
Hey, look at
Like
you.
very
You're
early on.
brilliant. You're
Mhm.
brilliant.
She's wife of the Jahaleen captain Artunis. And she whispers something to this hand of the Pharaoh, this mountain of a man, and he calls down and asks if indeed one of you is in fact a Khan of the Jahaleen.
I'll step forward because that is me. And I have the Khan's falchion.
Presenting that to the captain, you are in not the kingdom of Amon-Ra, and so in these wastelands, in the desert, in the Dune Sea, you as a Khan actually have as much power and authority as he does, which is not something he's super excited about. But strictly speaking, like in terms of like ranks, you guys are equivalent. In the eyes of you in basically in unincorporated territories, you're a governor because you are a Khan of the Jahalin. They're stewards of the unincorporated areas. They're essentially nomarchs in their own right. Now yours was largely an honorific title, but there's no reason to tell him that. As far as he knows, you command a horde of 10,000 horse lords that you could call upon if you wished.
Technically, we do have a city.
We do have a city.
And he orders the stone doors open for the Lady Khan of the Jahalin. He doesn't say it in a demeaning way, but just in his experience, all Khans have been man,
Hmm.
and he's just acknowledging that that's a unique situation.
Is
But
she
you
a
guys are
badass?
ushered into the camp. He inspects the supplies as they come in and notices that they are from multiple shipments, and asks how this has come to be.
Wyvern, we took care of it for you.
Yep.
This is what's left over from all his shipments that he stole.
Show him an egg. Be like, see, we killed the mama and now we have the babies. And no, you can't have one.
Well, the shaman lady might be able to because her husband has that one beast. So at least we know
Right.
that it would be in a good home.
Yeah, she might be interested in.
A monk
Buy-in.
could give
One.
his to them because he knows that they will take care of it.
I'm
If you
okay
do,
with selling them one.
if
We're
you show
trading them for
Benestra,
something fun.
she is very interested as a shaman. To see them in such good condition, it's rare that they survive outside of the nest. She asks if you have a plan for keeping them safe and alive.
We got rocks in a backpack
Hmm.
with a.
We're open
Sleeping
to
cat.
some assistance.
Foolproof plan.
If you know
She-
anything about these.
Seems like initially kind of like, oh no, really? But upon looking at what the barbarian is actually talking about, maybe wasn't described
Heated stones.
thoroughly, like, is impressed. Like, that's a very simple but very effective solution to the problem of incubation, that you're keeping them in these heated stones that get rotated, every couple of hours, pack that's sealed. It's a really good idea. She's very impressed.
We got rocks and eggs in a bag.
Right.
With a bedroll to protect them.
She wants to know if she could look at them all.
Yeah. I will let her look at them.
She has the same curious reaction to the unusual egg that you did. She asks, "What is that?"
We'll find out eventually.
Hmm.
We're thinking
Soon to-
it could be a Draco. Ooh.
She says she's never seen an egg quite like that before.
Or, it could just be a freak egg and, it's all deformed.
Do you know anyone in this region who might be able to assist us with identifying it?
She says that her husband's Jahalin, keeper of beasts, would know for sure, but they're many, many, many leagues from here. She's come because of her knowledge of history to help the expedition. At that point, the captain of the guard, this hand of the pharaoh, sort of silences her and says, "I've allowed them inside, but they need not know what our business is here."
I'm going to glare at him and say, you don't tell her what she can and can't talk about.
What our purpose here is delicate, important, and sensitive. We should not speak about it in open areas. Many of the
Okay.
people who serve here do not understand the true purpose of what we found.
Then take us someplace where you can enlighten us in the privacy that the topic requires.
It would be excellent if you could enlighten us.
Yay, Michelle making puns! I love it.
We've been friends for too long, John. Too long.
That was a little over easy.
Thank you.
I can't focus. I feel scrambled right now.
Of it. Oh no.
You're making a hash out of it, John. Come on.
I know.
Oh,
Get serious. We'll make things hard boiled from this point forward. He offers you follow him into a secondary structure offset from this. There's a large sand courtyard here, maybe 100 feet across. Following the stone wall to the right that you can see, there's another stone building built into the face of this cliff. He said, we've recently have excavated this. It was maybe housing for the builders of this complex. Let's chat in here. You notice that across the sand courtyard from this is a large wooden barricade. They've made like 30-foot wooden palisades closing off the open gap between this and some of the other desert areas. Though there are two ramparts that watch the left and right side of this wooden palisade, and they've obviously had conflict. There are markings on the barricade where it's been damaged, and there are guards posted even now in the middle of the day keeping watch. He offers you food and drink once you've come inside. There are attendants. He never uses the word slaves, but attendants who will be willing to see to your any need.
Ooh, nice.
Young, sort of effeminate looking men offer you grapes and wine, carafes of water, and even some dehydrated meats. Basically the best of what their supplies have to offer you. And young adolescent girls come around you with large basins of water and offer you the opportunity to wash your feet. It's an opulence that almost feels out of place here in the middle of nowhere, but apparently being the hand of the pharaoh has its benefits.
Let's
You
get
are
down
free.
to
I am not going to partake in any of those activities, and I will save their supplies by eating out of my rations,
mhm.
and I will just sit down and make
and
myself comfortable.
and I would like to get to the point of what's going on.
Hmm.
He tells you very well. If you won't engage in any of the niceties, we'll get strictly to business. You've come at
Sure.
a dangerous and tenuous time. We are consistently under assault here on this small outpost in the middle of nowhere, and I have called for reinforcements that might be on their way. However, it will take them weeks to travel by foot, which is the only way to move an army of that size. I worry that we will not have the supplies or the manpower needed to stay that long. This fortress that we've crudely erected here around this this truly once in a lifetime discovery, is constantly besieged. He asks if any of you are familiar with the forbidden practice of necromancy.
it,
Do we know it personally? No.
He asks you if you've ever had any dealings with the Midnight Sun.
we heard about them. Amon was told about them, warned about them.
He said that they live out here, although no one knows exactly where. They are an ancient cult of necromancers, people who have disrupted the balance between this world and the next. They are dangerous combatants, but they seem obsessed with gaining access to what we've discovered here in this amazing find. We know that we can never let them have it.
Do you
So
do you, what is it that you found? Do you know?
He's been dancing around it, I think, to try to tease out whether or not you understood what they've found here. But once it's obvious that you don't, he tells you that because he would trust a Khan of the Jahaleen, and since you have risked life and limb to bring him and his people the needed supplies to hopefully withstand the onslaught of the Midnight Sun, he will show you what they have found. We've told the world at large that it's a significant archaeological find that may help us rewrite or better understand the history of what our world was like before the devastation. And he offers you to then follow him. Moving to the north now of this sand-shaped crater, there's a large stone door, not unlike the one that you came in when you first entered this camp. He tells you that coming and going from this room reveals to you a ancestral archive, thousands of years of historical information written on large totemic spires that stretch from the floor to the ceiling in an ancient language that only recently have they begun to decipher at all. Beyond it lies a chamber that uses the language and sigil of the first pharaoh Menes, and they don't understand why that would be here. And they thought that that would be enough in and of itself. However, in a large domed area, protectively domed by some kind of otherworldly magic, they've found the true discovery here and what he thinks the Midnight Suns are after. He invites you to follow him up a switchbacking set of stairs that have been crudely carved recently into the stone wall to take you up and over this and down into a deep recessed valley. And once you hit the top of that, your breath is taken from you as you look down into this domed valley. You see the enormous skeletal
Whoa.
remains of a giant dragon stretching hundreds of feet from tail to snout, rib cage almost 60 feet off the sand. You've never seen anything like it. Its sand bleached bones are massive, and you notice that in several places are encrusted with the gemstone lapis lazuli.
What would
There,
they want with this?
Bring it back to
Bring it
life.
back to life. Yeah,
Mm,
a skeleton's off. Skeleton dragon.
he says, even just as parts, the ancient dragons were said to be magic incarnate. They were made, born from Heka itself. He said the bones themselves are magical.
gosh, if
I,
only we could mine the lapis lazuli without these guys knowing it.
how crude.
We could take him on.
How crude. You just had to.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go ahead. You had a thing.
Do you know where they are based out of, those who keep coming to attack you? Is it something that we can go and destroy their encampment to provide you some reprieve? Obviously, we can't stay here and help you protect it, but we certainly don't want to leave you.
I
With
think we
such
only
an
had like
important-
an extra day here. Remember, we have to be at that.
We would have to move
So-
fast, but this is something that Amon is going to need to report to Sari immediately.
Yeah. Do you
And-
want? I think that we tell him that we can help, but we only have about a day.
Yeah, we
need
certainly
to-
can't wait for them to attack. We have to take the fight to them.
The conversation goes on for a while. He would be very grateful for any help that you're able to provide him in this regard. He has sent scouts. The ones that come back have found nothing, and several have never returned. He tells you that he himself has been out ranging and has no idea where such a large force could possibly be hiding anywhere near here. They've done scouting expeditions and have found nothing. It's like they come and go with the sandstorms. Yeah, he can't explain it. They're ethereal, ghost-like.
Do you know when the next sandstorm is coming?
He tells you that he thinks that they actually conjure them, that they make manifest them.
Draco, is this magic that you're familiar with?
I like muted Zach talking because it seems
Is that better? Can you hear me now?
Mhm.
much.
Okay. It was just off the clip. I was saying, yes, this is stuff you do smaller scale. But if there's as many people as they're saying, it doesn't mean they have to have a lot of magic users together to cause all this. We lost the Mig. Oh,
We did. I think she's checking on a puppy.
oh no.
Um,
Quick metagame question for everybody. The Midnight Sun stuff is specifically targeted at an element of Amon's backstory. I don't like obviously the bulk of it I don't want to do without him. Do you think it would be appropriate for us to do like our very first meeting with them without him, or do you think he would rather be here for that?
No, he would rather be here for that.
yeah.
Is there anything else that we can do here to run out the clock, so to speak, on the remaining 45 minutes of our time? Would you guys rather end this session early?
I definitely need
I
a
was
long
gonna tell you,
rest.
I have a hard out at 11:50 today because I have to get my kid to the bowling alley by noon.
Now, that way we preserve the first instance of the Midnight Sun for
Yeah.
Caleb, and then also Michelle gets a few extra minutes to get to the
Right.
bowling alley.
Yeah.
Long rest for sure, though.
Do we want to long rest before we? Because remember, we only have like 1 or 2 days. Do you anybody remember exactly how long?
I do.
Other than John? I mean, John could tell us, but
I think we have 2 days, but I think we have to long rest. I don't think we have a choice. We're gonna lose Draco. We've already lost him to the grapes, wine, and feet washing. So
Yes.
Oh no.
also, I'd like to sneak around. I would like to do that.
Okay. To remind you, you have to be like 300 miles north of the town of Thonis in 9 days. Also, this last long rest will be the last day of your Alea's blessing. So if you long rest now, when you wake up, that will be the last day of your +1
Damn
for
it.
food bonus.
Damn, we
Okay,
haven't been
never
adding our
mind.
+1.
Yeah, I haven't really needed it too much.
I could have used it.
Maybe I have.
Like, you're the one who's almost died. Okay, so we're not long resting.
let's get through the meeting with the silver folks. I've still got. I don't have Knuckles of Knocking, but I've got Rages. I've got Shields. I'm set for at least one to two more combats. I
Okay.
don't know how everybody else is. Basically, who has spells that they? I guess it's Draco. Do you have
I,
I
spell slots
already
left?
hit the
I
long
do.
rest buttons because I thought that we were long resting. Are we not waiting for Amon to have the meeting?
We
Yeah.
are waiting.
Oh, okay.
We are
okay.
waiting. So,
Um, Then I would guess Amon will want to report back to Sari during our long rest, just so that we're being productive with that time about what has transpired and what we found.
yeah.
Okay.
Is there anything else that they have that we can do prior to? Do they have stores that we can?
Oh, we can explore this, this dig site itself. Because
As far as we'll call them camp tasks, you can help them reinforce their defenses, help them improve their fortifications, and Venestra tells you that their archaeology team has uncovered that room full of history, but beyond it have yet to figure out a way to open the door beyond into the room that has the Menes sarcophagus emblem on it.
Amon with his history should probably help with that, huh?
and I'll join him with that.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I do have quite a bit of wisdom towards that area.
And I can intimidate some stones. I mean, help them with their defenses.
Yep, I'll be with Hoppy helping them shore up their defenses.
Okay. While we'll just do that really quick as a pretty standard roll. Um, would you guys like to be doing the physical labor of like refortifying broken parts in the palisade and structuring walls? Would you rather like talk troops through some like how to break ranks and how to fire at weak spots in armor? Would you rather like coach people or build barriers?
Oh.
Do they have any animals?
Just some pack animals,
Okay,
like
so
3 camels and a couple of donkeys.
okay.
Nothing, nothing aggressive.
Okay, I was thinking with my animal handling if they had some like dogs or something, help train the dogs, or otherwise I'll be Hoppy. Hoppy is not exactly a talky talk or a thinky think guy. He's more of a movie move guy.
Well, if you move heavy things, I will do the fighting training.
That seems to work for me.
Okay. Oni, from you, I'd like a performance check, and Hoppy, from you, I'd like a athletics check. Those are good rolls. Oni, you just go through some basic like close quarters combat drills. For some of these people, it's remedial education, but a couple of them are like seeing this maybe for the first time, which makes you a little anxious about the quality of troops that this guy's recruited. You know, when you're talking about like simple parry and repost, they're lost. This is their first time. It's, you know, to the point where you're like, pointy end goes in the bad guy. But they get it. You know, after an hour or two of drilling, like they're starting to pick up some basic combat tricks, which maybe you saved a life there. And Hoppy, there are 2 large gaps in the wooden palisade where you are able to remove, you know, basically by yourself, one of these enormous totem poles of huge timber and replace it with a fresh one that doesn't have cracks in it. You also help them set out some pikes out front to, you know, you don't know if you're expecting a cavalry charge, but if you are, it will break on those spears now instead of the wall. Um, talk to them about watch rotations and basically help them set up a fortification to prevent the snipers and the watchers from being shot at range, you know, creating small slits from which they can return fire from safely. They're good fortification upgrades. The other group of you are invited into the interior of their shrine that looks like this.
Ooh.
Like I said, it's
How close are we to
That's-
sunset? Has Amon communicated with Sari yet?
sunrise is when they communicate.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
And we're close enough now that by the time we're done with this, it'll be time for bed into our long rest plan.
Okay.
You guys have essentially already worked your days. Now we're going to see what the other team does with their time. There is floor to ceiling these stone columns that have like hieroglyphic cuneiform scrolled all over them, floor to ceiling. It's you get the impression that like each column represents like a determined period of time. So it's like each stone represents, let's arbitrarily say, a decade, and these are like significant episodes or people or events that happen within that decade, but they seemingly go back thousands of years. There's so many of these pillars. Beyond that, as you can see in this picture, at the very, very end of that, the rows of them is a door that they cannot open.
I might be able to open that door. Put me in, coach.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it.
I would like to check for traps. Does Amon know anything about this door?
By history, would I recognize, if I had a high enough history roll, would I recognize some of the moments in time that are captured on these columns?
You don't speak the language. This is just what Vanestra has been able to convey to you. They're slowly trying to build a crude alphabet of comparison between this ancient writing and the modern common script. The thing that he would definitely notice is that this door bears the hallmark, the house sigil of Menes, the first pharaoh. Um, Anybody worth their salt has visited like his entombment, his sarcophagus bears the same sigil. That mark is obvious. It's like, you know, it's like the royal seal of the very first king of Geb. It's a pretty well known sign. It's weird to see it here because we all know where Menace is buried, in Heliopolis in a giant pyramid built in his honor. So to see that same inscription here behind a sealed door seems odd.
All right, check for traps first and be careful.
She's
Um,
checking for traps.
It is 11:25 by my calendar. This could take a few minutes. Are we okay spending a few minutes, or would you guys rather pause, knowing that Michelle has to be out in 26 minutes?
Is it going to
Well,
take
you,
more than
Michelle.
26 minutes?
I don't know.
Oh.
I have done this twice in my history of GMing, and one time it took very, very little time, and the other time it took an hour and a half.
No.
We
Mm-mm.
could always just
Okay, well, wait then.
give it 10 minutes, and if we can't do it, we'll pause.
Yeah,
Sure, that's fine with me.
I don't want to waste half of next time doing it. So
Okay.
Checking for traps.
Checking for traps.
That's my favorite number, so don't fuck me over, John. Don't you do it.
You needed
15.
16.
15.
Wouldn't dare. You needed exactly 28, which is your favorite number twice.
You needed a 14.1.
You got
14.14.
Plus 1.
You don't see any obvious signs of a trap. None of the standard hallmarks. Like, you check all the mechanical stuff you've been trained to look for. You think about every time you've ever been burned by a gotcha. You don't see any of those obvious signs. What you do see, and that's worth noting, is that the door itself has runes around it that are not in this archaic script, but that are obviously magic runes. They're arcane runes all around the door frame. You also notice that they are in the top of the domed ceiling and at the bottom of the floor at the center of the room. That's what you know. But if somebody asks you if it's trapped, your professional opinion is it does not appear to be.
All right. Put me at it. Put me in, coach.
Would my Arcana be able to decipher it? Like, with my magic knowledge?
You could try it, sure.
Does Amon recognize it as Celestial, Deep Speech, or Minotaur?
What are you doing?
It is neither of those things. The Arcana, Draco, is somewhat concerning to you because it displays schools of evocation and conjuration, but specifically from the sub school of curse.
Okay, so the trap is a magical trap. It may not be your traditional acid spray in your face, but it looks like it's going to be a curse if we get into this too much.
I would like to take the anti-curse first. I'd like to perform the anti-curse before proceeding.
You got that?
Well,
It's up to you guys. Meg and Mark, would you guys like to have been a part of this? If so, we can say that they were just reading scrolls while you guys were doing quick training.
No, I'm fine. You said that we already took we dedicated our hours to those other activities. I'm fine with them dedicating their hours to this.
Okay.
It was more along the lines of, should I be involved or should I not be involved?
There's no prophylactic anti-curse that can be taken before you eat spicy food.
Well, a suppository. You got one of those?
Surprisingly, there are many options for that.
Butt stuff.
There's no shortage of up your butt things in D&D.
All right, so
okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to open the door.
Touching the door has 3 effects. The first is that there's a shutter that makes everything shake.
No,
You
thank
notice
you.
that the door into this room immediately closes, trapping the 3 of you and Venestra inside.
Oops.
Then the entire world goes absolutely black and completely silent to all of you.
even with dark vision?
Even with dark vision.
I'm scared.
Oh,
I need one moment to make a couple of rolls.
I made it really mad. Oops. I shouldn't have touched the butt.
Okay, I would like to do something that every D&D group needs to do at least once.
Hmm?
Fairy fire.
Run screaming.
No.
I
Fairy
attack the
fire. Fairy
darkness.
fire. Fairy fire. I am protected from the dark with my fairy fire. Huzzah! Double huzzah! Okay, I think I've said all the things I'm supposed to say.
That is all of them. Okay, the easy way to do this, I think, is to have Zach join me in secrets for just a moment.
Okay,
Oh, hold on. I
I'm in
have to
trouble.
follow
Going to the
you.
principal's office. Come on. Hello.
Hello. Meg is here for the stream's sake.
Right.
What happens is the world around you goes dark and silent. Hey, no cheating, Miss Megan. I'm looking at Logan's girlfriend's picture. And you the world goes dark and silent. When that moment is over, you open your eyes, blink twice, and you see the room exactly as it was before you left, except the two pillars directly behind you now glow, and on them is inscribed the symbol for the sun, like the like the raw sun with the eye
Mhm.
crown above it, the sacred acacia tree, and on the ceiling above you see the rivers of the waters of the Atairu River being demonstrated by the three swirly lines that we've seen in archaeological texts before.
Mhm.
At the bottom where that glyph was, you see a giant compound circle representing Geb as a concept, like the earth as Geb, the creature. And a disembodied voice whispers to you, and you can't tell whether it's like speaking out loud or maybe it's like entering your brain telepathically, but it just says that you must speak the sacred names to pass. It seems like a very simple task. As you immediately recognize all four of these things, you go to speak and find that your voice is mute.
Oh.
Cannot speak, nor can Venestra, who you see struggling to scream but is making no sound. You do, however, see that Amon and Renan, stumbling around in the darkness with their hands out like they can't see anything, are screaming for help, and you can hear them screaming for help in their disorientation, but they appear to be completely blind.
Okay. Can I? Am I able to think? Is there a way to
So
project my thoughts in a way to where I can?
there's
Or
the onus is on you, and it sucks that you got rolled randomly. The just in case I wasn't anything but clear, the idea is that you have to convey the concept of these
to
four
them?
sacred them to them who can speak, because
Right.
you cannot speak, but they cannot see. So I need you to find a way to convey those ideas to them so that they can answer, because you cannot. But as you try to conjure your familiar or anything else, you realize that you also don't have access to your spell casting.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Basically, this I'd like to do with whenever Oman gets back or when Caleb gets back, so that way we can have him do this part of it.
Okay. Let's go back
'Cause-
upstairs and we'll talk about that
okay.
with them real quick. Renan and Amon, there is a moment that the world goes completely black, um, completely silent, and there's a feeling of warmth around you, and then that warmth is gone.
Yeah, bad touch.
and you just find yourself in a world of absolute darkness. Even keeping your hand directly in front of your face, you cannot see a thing. Renan, as you call out, you can also hear Amon similarly calling out for help, but you no longer hear Draco or Vanestra at all.
Okay, can I get to Amon?
Yes, you guys can sort of echolocate.
Okay. I get to Amon by echolocating because I'm a bat.
You are a bat.
Um,
You guys are able to touch each other and hold hands. You can even ask how the other one is doing. You find that he is similarly unable to see anything.
Okay, let's just.
Even when he takes a bit of flint and steel and sparks it, nothing.
Cool. Let's just walk in this direction. In that one. In that way.
Draco got to hear the other side of this, and in his estimation, he would rather play this part with Amon than not with Amon.
Okay.
So are we okay calling it 15 minutes early now at this point?
Yeah, let's call it.
Okay. We'll pick up here next time then in the antechamber of the Scrolls of Infinity with Amon and Draco and Renan and Vanestra playing a very interesting game.
Yay!
Okay.
All right.
Thanks,
All right.
everyone.
Is everybody good for
Bye.
next weekend?
Yes.
Yes.
I should be.
You think Caleb is good too?
Yep.
Okay. I will see you all on the 4th.